Today I'm gonna show you 9 of the most common mistakes that are actually super easy to fix, and fixing them will give you some really nice results. These are the exact mistakes that make you die off spawn, stop you from even making it to late game, and even if you do, you still don't win. Each mistake will get sneakier and sneakier as we go. I promise, once you fix this, you're gonna start playing on a whole new level. Let's get into it. Let's start with the first mistake, misusing your materials. This is why you sometimes get eliminated super fast and out of nowhere. Most players just use whatever they have. If they get brick, they use it right away and save metal for late game. But they don't think of each materials as a separate tool that's supposed to be used for different situations. So how should you actually use your mats? Let's say someone starts spraying you from far away and you take a lot of damage. The smartest move is to use metal, not wood or brick, because by the time they reach you, the walls have fully hardened, you have time to heal. Let's make the fight fair again. Brick should be used during even fights. You don't need something super strong, but you also don't want someone breaking your wall with a couple shots. And wood should be used when you're rotating and there's no danger around. Like if you're boxing up and shooting at others, using wood is literally the worst thing you can do. Boxes should only be built with a brick or metal. Now instantly before you even realize what's happening. Bottom line, use metal in critical moments. High ground, low HP, reviving your teammate, etc. Use brick for normal fights. Use wood only when you're safe. So what should you do when you're not safe? Imagine you're rotating, farming, whatever, and someone suddenly starts spraying you. Most players build a tiny 1x1 box, maybe this time out of metal, not wood. When the enemy comes up, takes your wall, and you die. And you're left wondering, what did I do wrong? Mistake number 2 is boxing up too small when you're being keyed. In this situation you need more space, you need room to heal and fight back, because your opponent is not going to leave you alone. If you're low HP, he wants the healing. The best play is to fight back hard. When rotate into a different box to heal. But how? As soon as you get sprayed and take damage, build at least a double box, ideally a triple box, out of metal. Set it up in a way where if he breaks in, you can immediately move to another box and pick him for damage. The triple box gives you way more control and escape options than a single or double one. Yes, it uses more maths, but it gives you full control over the situation. Practice building triple boxes, not just double ones, they're worth it. Mistake number 3 is losing full control of your match by fighting too long in mid-game. Even if you have great loot, tons of mats, and lots of heals, you can die very quickly if the fight takes too long. Mid-game fights should be over fast. Let's say you start a fight with full HP and a good loadout. You start trading damage and healing up, but it drags out for a couple minutes. By that time, you've lost mats, health, and probably used most of your heals. Now a third party shows up, and guess what? He starts spraying. If he focuses you, the other player might third party you too. Or worse, the first player edits and shoots you while the new guy is spraying. If you become the target, you're probably dead, because your HP and mats aren't what they were when the fight started. And the longer the fight goes on, the more third parties show up. You might end up being sprayed by 2 or 3 players at once. Advice: don't let mid-game fights last more than 1 minute. You don't need a timer, just fill it out. If it drags on, leave. That fight isn't worth your whole game. Losing a fight over 100 brick, not worth it. Mistake number 4 happens even before the game really starts. You don't watch what's landing with you. This means you don't know where enemies are, and wants to do once you get loot. Meanwhile, if your enemies are watching, they'll land, grab a weapon and immediately push you. Not paying attention during the drop messes up tons of players. If you're landing at a crowded spot, you should at least quickly scan. See if someone is going for your building or chest. At small points check the wall area. That way you can grab a gun and push smart. Pro players always check what's landing where, because then they can plan out a full strategy before they even land. You can estimate how much loot the enemy has, what entries to push, maybe take height and laser them. But you can do all this if you know what's there. Practice watching the drop, make it a habit. Even just counting how many people are landing with you help you make better decisions. Your entire game depends on how you play off spawn. And this mistake can ruin it before it even begins. Mistake number 5, the classic double pickaxe. You walk up to a box, see a wall and think, I got this. You're hit it once, then immediately go for second swing. And just like that, it's over. Because double swing is the most predictable move in the game, especially against players who are even slightly decent. You don't even give yourself a chance to react. The animation locks you in. You can't build, can't shoot, can't escape. If your opponent edits, you're done. He might hit you for 150 plus, or even prefer you and kill you instantly. That's it, game over. So, what should you do instead? Never double swing mindlessly. Approach with a good angle. Hit once, then hit again. Watch how your enemy reacts. If he seems aggressive, don't go head on. Pressure for different sides. Force mistakes, and always have multiple boxes ready, in case he jumps out. Most importantly, control the rhythm. Make your opponent guess when you're gonna swing. Fake swings, jump around, build. Make it unpredictable. Double swing with no control is just a lottery, and most of the time you're gonna lose it. Be smart, don't just push through like a bot. You know when you're not in control of a situation, when you edit without using your blueprint. A lot of players edit while holding their pickaxe or shotgun, just to look cooler. What does that actually give you? Nothing. Worse, it actually makes you slower, and that's how you get shot in. The biggest advantage of your blueprint is that it gives you a bigger range, and that's what gives you full control. Imagine this, you're sitting one box away from your opponent, you just took his wall, and now using the blueprint, you can easily edit it and kill him. Without it, you can easily lose all your advantage. Plus, this way is way more practical. You press way fewer buttons, which makes the whole thing way easier to do. There's also one more advantage. If you want to reset a build, you don't even have to look at it. Just hold your blueprint and you can reset the build super fast. Isn't that convenient? But you know what's really convenient? For your opponent. When you take a 50-50 fight while low HP, just think what a 50-50 is. It's when both of you are almost guaranteed to hit each other. So, if you got 120, or 100, or even 50 HP, and you go for an edit like this, you're basically signing up to go back to the lobby no matter what. When your HP is low and the enemy is pressuring you hard, your goal is to deal at least some damage without taking any in return. To do that, you need to pick from angles where he literally can't hit you, then fall back, heal up and reset the fight. Now you're probably thinking I'm telling you to never take 50-50s, but that's not exactly true. Taking a 50-50 is a fast way to end a fight, and it can actually be a great option, but only if you have the advantage. At that point, it's not even a 50-50 anymore, it's more like a 60-40 or 70-30, and it's all in your favor. For example, if he has 100 HP and you got 200, then taking a 50-50 is probably the best way to finish the fight quick. You've got confidence, he doesn't. You only need to hit once, he needs to hit multiple times. That's why you gotta use the smarts, not randomly, but only when the situation is right. And the same goes for endgame. Don't chase every piece of loot that shows up in front of you. Being greedy for loot in endgame is the next big mistake. I've seen so many players just jump on loot mindlessly, and they immediately get shot in the back. Usually that's greed that gets killed you. You're too greedy to build one more box, and boom, you're dead. You're too greedy and jump on some random loot, and that's it, game over. Loot is usually only safe when it's outside zone, and you can clearly see no one's around. Or if you killed the enemy yourself, then it's usually free. This mistake is really easy to fix. Just get in the habit of not jumping on loot in endgame. Instead, kill enemies when you get the chance, or at least quickly check if anyone else is going for the same loot. You don't have to fight for everything. In endgame, positioning is way more important, and you also shouldn't just push or shoot at everyone you see in endgame either. You don't need to shoot at everyone in midgame. You already know how some players can be. They hold grudges. You shoot them once and now they're never leaving you alone. You probably picked up this habit from watching big pro players. They shoot at everyone they see in late and mid-game, but they don't do it just to ruin someone much. In big tournaments and even now, there's Storm Surge, and you gotta farm damage to avoid it. They do it so much and quicker. Back in the day, people even teamed up, damaged each other, went to heal, then came back and damaged each other again. But in smaller tournaments, where there might not even be Storm Surge, or if there is, it's really weak. Then spamming everyone for no reason just doesn't make sense. Actually, it's better to not hit other, so they don't start farming Surge of you. Still, these mistakes aren't the end of the world, but if you fix them, you literally play way better. See you next time.